Yo, what is up, y'all? It is Cipher, back at it again with another YouTube video. This won't really be a live update. If anything, it'll be a continuation to last episode where I was talking about the Spider-Man games. And in this one, I'm going to talk about basically a continuation of where I left off. I was talking about characters I wanted. So I looked at like a bunch of Spider-Man characters, made a list. I don't have it with me because I'm walking home from work again. But if I remember correctly, obviously it had the Sandman, had Mysterio, Chameleon, Morbius, and like a couple few other characters. But some characters that like I forgot to mention were like Hydro Man, because I thought about that with Sandman. I was like, oh, they could do like a cool little tag team thing where it's Sandman and Hydro Man coming together to fight Spider-Man or something. That could be cool. And then also, I was thinking, like, so basically, if you haven't already seen like any of the trailers or promotional material or anything like that, they're making it to where like Craven is gonna be one of the bigger villains in the game. And so I think what would really be cool is if they like broaden some of Spider-Man's more like animalistic or animal themed villains into this game. Like obviously, as I said, Chameleon, but you could also do like Vermin, who's like a lower, very low tier character, but he's tied to like Craven's origins and start against Spider-Man. You could do Beetle. She seems like a cool character. And like just like a couple other like animal themed characters, and then have the games be centered around that, where it's like, oh, Craven, not only is he hunting Spider-Man, but he's going after all these other animal themed characters. Like a couple other characters I was thinking of. I said Spawn last video, but I was also thinking Carnage. He could be like a cool DLC, maybe like Kane, who is basically like another version, like a cloned version of Spider-Man. I feel like that would be cool. It'd be interesting. They could do that. And those are just like a couple other characters I was thinking of, and in the spur of a moment, what I was thinking of like adding to my list. And then what else? I also want to talk about potential like story for this one. I feel like I said like a little while earlier, I feel like the story is going to be centered around Craven wanting to hunt Spider-Man, but I also feel like they'll do a story where he's trying to hunt like all the other superpowered or maybe animal themed styled characters, which is why I think they should add a couple of those characters into this game. And then obviously they're gonna have Venom in this game, so I think they'll do like a mixture of both, where Craven is trying to hunt all these animal themed characters slash the Spider-Man, and then you have Peter go off the walls with the Venom symbiote that he gets attached to, and then Miles has to stop him by the end of the game, or like the middle-ish end of the game, and then Miles and Peter fight off Venom at the end of the game. I feel like that would be cool. Another big thing that like they kind of left open is like who Venom could potentially be, because they said it's not going to be Eddie Brock, which is cool. I'm always interested in things like that. I feel like honestly, for me, I feel like it would make a lot of sense if it was like Harry, if he was Venom, or in like a weird kind of twist, they could have it be Norman. And my reasoning behind that, like Norman Osborn, my reasoning behind that is because Norman, like, you know, he's still like, he's trying to find a cure for Harry or whatever, and then the Venom symbiote like leaves. Like, basically, my thought process is have the story be around like Peter finding out about like the whole experimentation things and trying to stop Norman or whatever. as Spider-Man, maybe as Peter as well. And then inadvertently, the Venom symbiote, which Norman is using to kind of help and keep Harry alive because of Harry's illness, breaks out, and then that like gets attached to Peter. And because it gets attached to Peter and everything, it leaves Harry for a little bit, who is somewhat still cured, thankfully, from the Venom symbiote, but it leaves Harry and Norman like panicking and stressing out. Like puts out like a huge hit or something on Spider-Man, which draws in Craven, and then because of that or whatever, fucking by the end of the game, the Peter and Miles fight off the Venom symbiote. It leaves, attaches itself to Norman, who's already pissed and frustrated and angry at both of the Spider-Men. So he goes after them as Venom, and then you set up Harry being potentially the Goblin, the Green Goblin, in the next game because they defeat Norman as Venom, and then from there, they do like a cool little like, oh, Harry is like Harry who like you can kind of feel it in the air that like Harry and a lot of the other characters are kind of like iffy on Norman, and they're like they see that he's like a corrupt businessman and everything. But I feel like even despite that, Harry will still be like, this is still my dad and I still love him. And then so he'll get mad at like the Spider-Man for what they did to his dad and put him in prison and everything. And then he'll go on like a whole Green Goblin like tirade. Maybe that's partly because of the symbiote as well, slightly corrupting him and making him crazy. I don't know, they could do that. And then in the third game, they set up Harry versus Peter, with Peter and Harry both not knowing that Peter is Spider-Man and Harry is Green Goblin. And then by the end of the game, it's this huge fucking reveal for Peter and Harry where it's like, I'm fighting my best friend, you know? I'm fighting the person that like in Peter's case, I was trying to save, and in Harry's case, kind of I was trying to get back to because I was sick and I like was dying and everything, and I wanted to still be with my friends type beat, you know? I feel like that would be cool. A cool little, like, story they could do. And then, yeah, that's basically it. That's all, like, my Spider-Man stuff. I feel like with the characters I kind of set up and added, as well as, like, the story I just presented, I feel like we could have a very interesting and unique game, and maybe baseline set up for the next game. My only hope is that obviously I feel like Venom is going to be the Doc Ock of the game, where what I'm saying by that is like in the first game you had Mr. Negative being like the quote-unquote main antagonist for like the first half of the game, and then it switched off into being Doc Ock / the Sinister Six. I feel like what they're going to do for this game is something very similar, where they'll have Craven be he'll be the kind of the main antagonist for the first half of the game, and then towards the lower portion of the game, it'll be Venom going crazy and everything. Maybe it'll be a mixture of both Venom going crazy and like us being Miles having to stop Peter from going crazy with the symbiote and then stopping him. So it'll be a mixture of that. But I also hope that like for Craven's part of the story, that they do like some very interesting, like not interesting things, but they make him seem like a very good and promising villain. Like Mr. Negative, he's a cool villain, but like compared to Doc Ock, it's like I care about Mr. Negative and I think he's a cool villain, but he's not as cool as Doc Ock. I feel like they could do this, like they could have both villains be equally as good. Obviously, I feel like most people are going to be like, oh yeah, Venom was probably cooler and better, and a better villain because A, more popular, more known, and also B, depending on how the story goes, it'll be very like, oh, it'll be very like emotionally drawn and everything, because like who's Venom gonna be? It obviously has to be someone who's like related or knows about Peter and Miles, maybe. So I feel like that'd be interesting and cool. Those are kind of like my additional wishes slash thoughts slash like plot ideas for this. This might be one of like my shorter videos, like, because right now as I'm looking, I'm at like 10 minutes and 30 seconds, but like I don't really have anything else to say. And I feel like with these videos, I'm honestly just thinking like I'm either gonna have like long-winded discussions and conversations, or it's just gonna be like short, little, concise videos where I'm talking out my ideas, and once I hit my wall or limit with my thought process and everything, then like you know, just end the video. The reason why I look to right though right now is because there's a fucking like rabbit or something in the fucking grass, and it made fucking sounds, and like there's coyotes over where I am, so I'm like, I was making sure it wasn't a coyote. And then also there was a person, I guess, you know, this is my continuation. There was a person who, I was gonna record like a whole like couple minutes earlier from now, because right now it's like 4:20 or whatever, 4:25. I was gonna record like 10 minutes earlier. I wanted to go sit down like under my tree from like my first video. I was gonna hang out and talk, but then fucking I wanted to go sit down, and I was like, you know what, I could just do like one of my talk videos like I did in the last one, because like walk and talk videos, because I was like, the lighting wasn't really good. I feel like, not to say like this lighting is better, but it's like you can see me better as I'm walking under like the light post and everything. And so I get up to go, and he was just like right behind me, or not right behind me, but he was like right in front of me, and he fucking like, he was on his phone. So I was like, maybe he was texting somebody. But it's like, I sat there for like a good 5 minutes, preparing myself to like talk and everything and getting my IDs ready. And he's just like, right there. I'm like, why? It does not take you that long to fucking do whatever the fuck you were doing. What the fuck? And so I thought like, oh, maybe he was like, I don't know, on some weird shit. And so I hella like, because at first I was like, I was behind him, but then like I cut in front of him, because like he was going slow as fuck, not gonna lie. So I like cut in front of him, and then I went to go sit under my spot. And then when I'm up or whatever, he's on his phone, stopped, and I'm like, you know what? I was gonna let him walk all the way up past me, and he'll be in front of me. I don't have to worry about it. And then I saw him like a little while ago, right now, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna walk all the way around. I'm gonna cut through this Walmart that I'm in right now. See, Walmart. I'm gonna cut through it, and then I'm gonna go home. My home's still like a little whiles away, but like this is like a mini shortcut. Like not really, but it's like I'm going from here and then like straight, where I, like if I were to have gone the way he went, I would have to gone all the way down over there and then made a right down there. But like from my house or whatever, I'm going from like the Walmart where I'm at right now, and I just go like across that way. So it's like a mini shortcut. So yeah, I guess like Spider-Man discussions part 2 and my little rant about some weirdo is over. If you liked the video, obviously like it, subscribe, share it with friends if you think they might be interested, or just might, you know, just share it anyway. Why not? Fuck it. What do you gotta lose to share it? Absolutely nothing. Also, follow the YouTube channel. It is Cipher Providence _YT. And with that, I am out. Peace, deuces, whatever old 90s slang we got. I'm out of here. Adios.